Okay, everyone, here we are again for another Macca's review. Someone called it the Two Pauls last week, which is an abysmal name. But this is the Macca review show on Perps TV. I'm Paul, I'm the chairman of the club, as you probably mostly know. If not, I'm Paul, the chairman of the club. This is Paul McNally here, who's the first team manager of City Liverpool Football Club. And we've started doing this preview show. So we get straight into it. I still haven't had a haircut, by the way, so excuse me for me big head. I haven't had my Christmas one. My barber had a stroke or something, so I'm waiting till Sunday. Anyway.
He sends our well wishes to him then.
Lee the barber. It's been a good scout for us at times, you know. He's got some players over the years, yeah. Anyway, another story. One for the book. So, give us a quick update, Paul, for the week after the Hanley. I mean, we previewed last week the Hanley game, and then the weather bit us on the arse on Saturday morning. Honestly, we were, both Peter Fermage and I were up at 6:30 watching the weather, and it wasn't icy, it was thawed, there'd been some rain, it was perfect. And then at 6:30 in the morning, fuck off, a big blizzard arrived.
Yeah, look, I got up at 8 o'clock on that morning, and within about 10 minutes of getting up, I had the text off yourself saying game off. I then relayed it back. I'm still half asleep. Relayed it back to the lads in the group, and I set them a task because there was nowhere else to get that day to do a session. So I set them a task of a 10K. They laughed at me. It was under 35 minutes. No one's getting that unless they're driving in the car. I then changed it to 40 minutes and around that mark, 45, no more than that. The lads were meeting that quite comfortably. And they done it. They all set it across. And I had, by the end of the night, I had 17, 18 statistics sent over, so I can't praise the lads anymore that they've done their own work and they've done it to a good standard, so well done to them. Tuesday, we prepared, we had a gym session lined up. Obviously the pitches are still not playable to go on, no AstroTurf or anything, so we went in the gym and we done a circuit. It's more like a CrossFit type of session, and the lads were made up with that. And then last night, similar to Saturday, it was called off. Watmore Park we were training on, it got called off, shut down. So the lads had to do their own work and that, and then from that it was like, it's not ideal preparation, but no club in around the country or around our area will be doing training anyway specific. So it was good that the lads are trustworthy and they do their own stuff, so I trust them to do that. So
basically, when we come back, they'll all be built like the Hulk, but not be able to kick a football.
I hope they're built like the Hulk and they can play like footballers, which, look, it's just more about keeping them fit at this time of the year, isn't it? It's keeping everyone in shape and trying to do stuff from that, isn't it? And seeing where we can go.
Yeah. Okie doke. Well, one thing I wanted to, a lot of people have been asking me since last week, like, can we talk about play, get some player insights from the manager as well in these things. And so I thought we'd start with a player who's done very well for us so far this season, and Michael Simpson. So just give us a little bit of an insight into Simo, what you sort of know about him, what you've done with him in the past, and how you think he's doing, and what he's doing for you this season.
Listen, Simo's a valuable player to our squad and team. The fact that he can play in a few numerous positions, right back, centre mid, right midfield. It's a bit like he's not a utility player as such, but he's valuable in that he can fill a few positions in. Would he be player of the year? Up to now, possibly, but there's still a few others in that they're running for that, I'd say. But he's been immense since I've come in to the club. I believe he was immense before I come to the club. So, but I know Simo personally from when I was at Skem. He joined me last year, and I think he's a fantastic player. He's gives us all, doesn't stop running, and he's a valuable asset to the club. And obviously, I'll just touch up on it. A club did inquire about him a week ago, as we're all aware of, and I don't really like.
We're not all aware of it.
I don't like disclosing information like that, but just on this point, there was a club who, and he was really close to joining, but he stayed here because he knew the project that we're trying to build and what we're trying to do moving forward. And that was a major pulling point for him to stay here. And like I say, we move forward with him, and he's a valuable part of our squad.
Yeah, I've really liked Simo since he joined us. Like he strikes me as he's an experienced lad. He's got a good age. He's got a great engine. At Ramsbottom last week, or it wasn't last week, was it? Whatever, the last game of football we played at Ramsbottom. And he was still throwing in lung busting runs in those 90 minutes, 88, 90 minutes. He doesn't get a sort of a mention in either of the videos for the equaliser and the winner. But he was right there. I know. I was looking at him, watching him up, down, bang, bang, bang. He never stopped. One thing though is he did leave me hanging on that video. I've just done my dance along the back of the stand, and then we scored a winner, and everyone's got their hands out, and he slaps everyone's hands and walks. He just blanks me. I'm not having that, Paul. You better tell him in the future.
Maybe he was exhausted from all the running. But he did on that day. Look, he filled in 2 positions on that day. He played centre mid, and then when the need was for him to move into other positions towards the end, and he went in the back 3, the right of a back 3, which he's not a centre half, but he filled that role in quite at that time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, hats off to him. He was and he's a really good lad as well. So more important than just being a good footballer, he's a good lad. He's a boss lad to have around your dressing room and your squad, and that never a problem from him. That's the highest praise I can give him.
Yeah, no, that is good. That's valuable, isn't it? That sort of stuff. And he does a car share with, I think,
the scam lads.
Wiley, Strickland, who else? Oh, Danny Mitchley. Yeah. So there's a good little group there that come and play for us from the scam area. Right, okay. So that's Simpson out the way. So look, outside, anyone looks out the window, they're going to see a major problem. We've been frosted up, and the temperatures have not grew yet. In order to thaw much of this ice and stuff like that. But let's go on the basis that the game is on tomorrow at this moment in time. So talk to us about Glossop then, Paul. They beat us on the opening day of the season. Somewhat fortuitously, we had McKenna sent off after about 10 minutes, a ridiculous sort of thing that he did. So we were down to 10 men after 10 minutes playing up the hill. We got to half-time at 0-0. They were going up the hill then, They scored after about 5 minutes and were a goal up. And then we did actually take over, outplayed them. We got a penalty on about 80 minutes. And unbelievably, Berkey somehow put it wide, which I've never seen Berkey miss a penalty. He must have scored 20 penalties for us, but we missed that day. So we don't like teams doing the double over us, Paul. So how are you going to stop it?
What I do know is they'll be big, they'll be organised. They'll be looking to work harder than us, which is a prerequisite for most teams. And I know Stu's got his teams organised all the time. So, like I say, we won't be thinking it's an easy game. It's far from an easy game. But on the same point of view, we're at home. And we won't be letting anyone come to us to try and take the points. Do you know what I mean? We'll be looking to take them 3 points because they're just as valuable to us as they are to any other club. So, we'll be on the front foot. We'll be looking to play the right way. And look, if we get it on, I do feel that we should have enough. We should have enough, especially at home. But that's not disrespecting the opposition. We'll show them the respect that they deserve. They've turned us over once this year. Hopefully, we won't let it happen again.
And the amazing thing about British weather, we played that game in August in about 100-degree heat. It was the hottest day for football in the world ever. And and now we're potentially facing them tomorrow in the coldest day of the year. It's madness. Britain is just a mad place to live and to play football.
Typical of our football season, isn't it?
Typical of a football season, yeah. So I'm just looking at the some of the league tables here, Paul. In terms of home form, we're 14th in the league table, and in terms of away form, quickly. Glossop are, I should have done this before, and to be honest, Glossop are 13th in the away league table. They've won 3, drew 3, lost 2. So not bad form for them coming into the game.
Yeah, it's not too bad, to be fair. Similar to ourselves. So we'll be, like I say, we're at home, so I'll fancy us against anyone at home.
All right, no problem. And I believe that no matter what happens, the lads are on the ale tomorrow night after the game, are they?
Yeah, it's the Christmas night out for the lads. It's already been arranged for a long time. I believe they've got, I'm trying to think of the place now. I thought it was the Alma de Cuba. They've got a bird or two in there, but it's not. It's a place called Drama on Victoria Street. So
very apt name for our club night out.
That suits us down to a T, Drama Queens. But that's where we're off out tomorrow. And look, they've paid for that all season round, and they deserve to enjoy it. You know what I mean? And that goes for any of the fans out there. If they want to come along in the day and join the lads for a drink, and that they're more than welcome. Do you know what I mean? To sit down and have a drink with the lads.
So fans are welcome. What time? Let's say like 5, 6 o'clock. What time would they?
Yeah, it'd be after the game, won't it? So obviously, if our game's on, we'll be going out. If the game's not on, then we'll make contingency plans to train. Yeah, probably about dinner time, and then the lads will probably get out on the ale afterwards.
So just for the supporters' benefit, if anyone does want to turn up and have a pint with the lads and yourself and that, where would it be at about say 6 o'clock?
Probably in town then. So what we'll do is we'll put something up. We'll get something out on social media for anyone. Like I say, they're more than welcome. They deserve it. It's to share with the club as well. Anyway, do you know what I mean? And everyone's welcome to come and have a drink and support the lads. And we appreciate their support they've given us all up to now this season.
So the players are buying the supporters ale.
That's from the players' kitty, yeah. That'll be a first, won't it?
That'll be a first in football, that would, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're looking forward to the game tomorrow. Hopefully you can get on, although you know anyone with 2 eyes has got to be dubious about football getting on. Is there anything else, Paul, before we finish? It's a pretty brief one this week.
Yeah, because there hasn't been really much action. I'd be open to say that, like, we'd have had 3 points in the bag, do you know what I mean, from last week, but we haven't. No. We'll have to save them for the future date, and like hopefully we can get tomorrow on, get ourselves another 3 points and take us into the Christmas period. But what I will say is, obviously, this will be the last one before Christmas, won't it? So I'd like to wish all the Perps fans a Merry Christmas, and hopefully it'll be a prosperous new year for us moving forward. And we appreciate your support, we really do. Hope everyone has a good one. Good stuff, Paul. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Paul. Thanks. Bye.